They thought they could bury you. They thought you'd crumble, that you'd fade away, swallowed by the weight of it all. Just another nameless shadow, just another casualty left to rot in the past. But the thing about shadows, they never truly disappear, do they? They used you, took what they needed, left you with the scars and the silence. And for a while you played along, you swallowed the pain, you let it fester, you let them believe they had won. Because that's what they do, isn't it? They take and take. And when there's nothing left, when you're standing there bleeding, shattered, hollow, they pat themselves on the back and walk away, convinced they've left you for dead. And you let them. You let them think they erased you, that you were too broken to fight back, that you were just another lesson in their book of conquests. You let them believe it, because for a moment maybe you believed it too. There were nights when it felt like the walls were closing in, when the weight of it all sat on your chest, pressing down, choking you. Nights when you asked yourself why. Why did they do it? Why did they betray you? Why weren't you enough? You replayed their words, their lies, their empty promises, searching for an answer that never came. And that's the cruelest part, isn't it? Not the betrayal itself. No, it's the silence. The knowing that they never even looked back. They slept peacefully while you drowned in your own thoughts. But here's what they didn't realize. Pain doesn't destroy people like you. No, pain is fuel. They thought they ended you. But all they did was set the stage for something they will never be able to control. And now it's your move. They made a mistake. They thought pain would break you. But pain doesn't break people like you. It builds them. Every scar, every wound, every sleepless night, it wasn't just suffering. It was a lesson. A brutal, merciless teacher, carving something sharper, something unshakable out of the wreckage they left behind. You see, people like them. They don't understand pain, they fear it, run from it, numb it with lies, distractions, cheap comforts, but you didn't have that luxury. You had to sit with it, feel every second of it burn into your bones. And now it's part of you. Pain is the chisel, and you are the stone they thought they were shattering you. But all they did was carve away the weakness. Because here's the truth they never saw coming: the ones who endure the most pain, they become the ones who can't be broken. They thought they were leaving you behind, thought they were walking away clean. But they don't get to just erase what they did, do they? No, because every single moment of suffering they gave you, it didn't disappear. It didn't fade. It stayed. It grew. It transformed. And now you're something they never expected. A ghost they can't outrun. A reminder they can't erase. A force they can never control again. They gave you pain thinking it would destroy you. But all they did was give you the one thing they never wanted you to have. A reason to rise. Funny, isn't it? The moment you start rising, they change their tune. They spent years crushing you, breaking you, feeding you lies. And now they want to talk about peace. Be the bigger person, let it go, forgive and forget. But tell me, where was their conscience when you were bleeding? Where was their morality when they walked away, leaving you in pieces? Oh, but now that you're no longer on the ground, now that you're standing taller than ever, suddenly they want you to be reasonable. Because here's the truth: they don't want you healed. They don't want you powerful. They want you obedient, docile, easy to control. They want you to believe that good people take the pain and smile. That strength is found in suffering silently. That walking away makes you noble. But that's not strength, that's a leash. They don't preach forgiveness to protect you. They preach it to protect themselves, to make sure you never become the threat they fear you'll be. Because when the broken refuse to stay broken, the whole system starts to crack. They thought you'd be another forgotten name, another silent victim, another lesson they'd never have to learn. But you're not here to be their lesson. You're here to be their consequence, and they won't like what happens next. Power isn't given, it's taken. And pain is the currency. They don't tell you that, do they? They teach you to fear pain, to run from it, to let it control you. Because the moment you realize what pain really is, what it can do, that's the moment you stop being a victim. That's the moment you become something else entirely. Look at history. Look at the ones who changed the world, the ones who couldn't be stopped. What do they all have in common? They suffered. They were beaten down, betrayed, shattered. But they didn't break. They turned every scar into steel, every wound into wisdom, every loss into leverage. And now you stand at the same crossroads. You can let the pain define you. Let it keep you small, weak, afraid. Or you can use it. See, the weak lash out. They scream, they rage, they burn everything in sight. But real power is quiet. It doesn't announce itself. It moves in the dark, waiting, watching, choosing its moment. You don't waste your energy chasing ghosts. You let them haunt themselves. You don't scream into the void, hoping they hear you. No, you build. You grow. You sharpen yourself into something they can never touch again. Because the best revenge, it isn't anger. It isn't destruction. It's becoming something they can never reach. They wanted you weak, but all they did was make you dangerous. They wanted you broken, but all they did was make you unbreakable. And now they'll learn the hardest lesson of all. You were never the prey. You were just waiting to strike. They thought they left you behind. They thought they walked away clean. But there's something they never considered, something they never prepared for. What happens when the forgotten refuse to stay forgotten? They don't think about you. Not at first. They move on, they celebrate, they build their little illusions of victory. But then, something shifts. They hear your name in a conversation, see a glimpse of you in a crowded room. A memory they thought was dead suddenly comes clawing back to life. And for the first time, they feel it. That slow, creeping fear. Because deep down they know they gambled and lost. They know they bet against the wrong person. And now, no matter where they run, no matter how much light they surround themselves with, your shadow stretches over them. See, the best part? You don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to chase them, don't have to scream for justice. No, you let time do the talking. You let their own guilt tighten around their throat like a noose. Because that's what they never understood. The past doesn't just disappear. It waits, it lingers, it grows teeth. And one day when they least expect it, it comes knocking. And when they finally see you again, when they look into your eyes and realize the person they buried isn't buried at all, that's when the real nightmare begins. Because now you're not just a memory, you're the consequence. They thought your pain would bury you, but all it did was turn you into something they will never be able to stop. Because pain isn't a curse, it's a gift. It strips away illusions, burns away weakness, molds you into something sharper, something stronger, something inevitable. And now you don't carry that pain like a wound. You wear it like armor. They wanted you to believe you were powerless. That suffering was the end of the story. But here's the thing they never understood: power doesn't come from avoiding pain. It comes from surviving it, from using it, from turning every scar into a lesson, every betrayal into an advantage, every loss into leverage. And now the pain they gave you, it doesn't control you anymore. You control it. And that is what makes you untouchable. They will see you again. They will hear your name. And when they do, they will feel it. That slow creeping fear. That realization that you are no longer in their shadow, you are above them. You don't need revenge. You don't need validation. You don't even need them to understand. Because the truth is simple. They don't get to win. They don't get to walk away clean. They don't get to forget. Because while they wasted their time trying to break you, all they really did was build something they will never be able to control. So what will you do now? Now that you hold the power? Now that the pain they gave you is no longer a weight, but a weapon? The answer is simple. You use it. And when you do, the world will never be the same.